So tonight on Nova Legends podcast, I got Bobby Dobson. He's the coach of Washington Liberty boys team. They just made it to the state quarterfinals. They won the Liberty district and they finished runners up in the northern region. And I got my boy Bob Dobson. Bobby and I go way back. We played little league football and basketball against each other. So we go back probably almost 40 or 45 years. So Bobby, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you, Julian. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, man. Long time, but I appreciate you having me. I want to correct one thing real quick, because I heard the podcast you did with Carlos just, I guess about 10 minutes ago on my way home. And you said something about I had an ugly game. I don't want to correct that now.
Well, I should say my game was uglier than yours. Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to figure out when you mean ugly, you mean like my jump shot was ugly, or the way I played ugly, or just I played physical.
You had a nice game, and actually my game was uglier than yours. But you would do whatever it took to win. You were going to win that game, and you were a competitor. I meant that with all due respect and affection.
Well, growing up, I had when we used to play at James Lee, it was about winning, and it was like when I played my cousins and my brothers, I had to find a way to win. I was always the smallest guy there, so yeah. I had to find different ways to win the game. There's no question, or find different ways to get my shot off. So I learned at an early age, man, to put some tricks and stuff like that in my game, so I could be successful.
It's true, Bobby. I was really small. You were small too. You actually grew. I never really did. And then Bobby played at Flint Hill, played at a very high level high school player, then had a great career at Longwood. Bobby was a good player, and we used to go at it. He got the best of me in basketball, at least in high school, but football, I ran up all over Bobby in football. Bobby,
Julian, I'm going to give you credit. There's no question about that. I tell people this all the time. You guys tricked us at Braddock Road. We were playing you guys over there off of we were playing actually at Braddock Road at the little park right on the right hand side.
Howery Park or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was right near Wakefield Park.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there warming up, doing all our stuff, exercising. I was telling somebody on the team. I think I was telling Greg Jackson. I said, "Yo, man, they're not even here. I think they scared to play us." And then all of a sudden, you guys came out. I came out of that little hut that was sitting there, and I was like, "Oh my God, they are here!" So that was good strategy on that part, and I think you guys ended up beating us like 48-0.
And you know what? It made all the difference, because if that didn't happen, you guys would have won that game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We couldn't stop you, so it didn't make a difference. I mean, it was Julian right, Julian left. I mean, golly, somebody hit him.
Yeah, these people in Nova Legends, they don't think I can play sports. So it's nice to have a person who remembers that I actually.
No, not only could you play, you were really, really good at it. Hey.
That was a long time ago, but all right, you're being too nice to me. I'm not used to that, because when I used to referee your games, all you did was yell at me.
Well, of course, that's what I do. That's what every ref says I do. That's all I do is yell. But half the time, I'm not even yelling at the referees. I'm really actually maybe calling the play out or yelling at one of my players. But
Bobby, the other night in South Lakes, I have never seen you so nice to referees. You didn't yell at all. I was like, what is wrong with Bobby? Is he sick? Does he have COVID? You didn't say anything during the whole game.
Yes, I did. You just didn't
yell at the ref. You didn't yell at the refs.
No, I didn't yell at the refs. I mean, listen. As I've gotten older, I guess you could say I've matured a little bit. But I thought the referees did a great job. I mean, listen, most of the time, I thought the game was really well played. So I don't think South Lakes did a lot of traveling or didn't do a whole lot of things wrong. So I couldn't yell at to try to correct some of their calls. But for the most part, I thought the referees did a great job. I would like a few more whistles down low on Elijah, but that's what it is. They say he's really strong and can take that. So they kind of lean it on the fouls with him. But I thought the referees did a great job. And
go ahead.
And they say I never give them any credit. So if any of you guys are watching this podcast, I thought the referees did a hell of a job in our game in the region.
I was there too. I thought they did do a good job. Your post guy, sometimes that's the rub. If you post up so strong, they figure you can handle it. And to be honest with you, it was this is against South Lakes at South Lakes. This is the Northern Region final. It was a very well played game. I thought you guys came out in the first quarter. I thought if you could have got hit some shots, it
Right.
could have been different. I just think your shooters didn't have the best night in the world, and I think that made a little bit of a difference.
Well, well, I know for sure Madison took a lot out of us Thursday night.
Yeah.
We had to come back and then play in overtime to a very good Madison team, well coached Madison team. I thought they played really well, and we were really, really lucky to get out of that game. To be honest with you, we hit some big shots down the stretch, and that was the reason why we won. But like I told Tony Bentley right after the game, I said, "Yo, we were very, very lucky," because I thought I thought they played a hell of a game.
Yeah, but it was an amazing season. At the beginning of the season, I did a panel, and Coach Carlos, he predicted you guys will be one of the teams to beat in the region, and it's just so interesting because here we are, season's over, and you're playing them. If someone told you at the beginning of the season that you would be in the state quarterfinals, would you have been surprised?
I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought we were going to be pretty good. I mean, I thought we had some nice pieces from the year before. Kids got some experience. We played 4 sophomores a lot. The year the COVID really hit. So I thought we would be good. You have to, some things have to go your way to get this far. I've had some teams that were probably more talented than this team, and just didn't get lucky. And I'm not saying this team was, that's the reason why we won was luck. But I felt like these kids, they really like each other. They really play for each other. They play hard for each other. They don't care who scores. That's not even a problem. I mean, I don't even think they worry about it.
It's funny, Bobby. It's like, Coach, I should call you. You coach a long time. You have a lot of teams, and you want players to buy in. I think this team has really bought in. I really feel like these guys are on the same page with you, and they are doing they are playing the way you want them to play.
Yes, they are definitely, they bought in. And when you win some games, that's real easy to get kids to buy in when you're winning. And for us to win, 14 out of 15 games coming down the stretch, was pretty amazing. I mean, and obviously it took us making shots. It obviously took us playing defense, all those things. And I felt like every game our kids were locked into what we were trying to do and what they're supposed to do. So it was, for me to win Coach of the Year in the district, in the region, like I told people, I'd like to give those to the kids because, you're only a good coach when you have good kids.
Yeah. So let's talk about your personnel. You mentioned your post player, and I think James McIntyre is the name of your number 12. Your guard.
James McIntyre is one of our guards. That's the guy that people know a whole lot about because he makes tough shots. He's a tough kid. I mean, he doesn't look tough because you look at him and you're like, that kid's not. I mean, he's a tough kid, man. He's a tough kid, and he doesn't mind the ball in his hands. He takes tough shots. But I think he gets his toughness from his teammates. They have a lot of confidence in him and expect him to play a certain way. But I think Chikai Bill, our point guard, number 10.
Yeah.
He's the heart and soul of our team. We when he plays well, we play well.
Yeah.
No doubt.
If you were scouting your team, what would you say your weakness is? Don't have a lot of size? Is that probably what it is?
Well, I think we have enough size for our area. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that are much bigger than us. I think one of our weaknesses, honestly, is we hesitate on some shots. I mean, we don't like sometimes I want James to shoot more, but we're always looking for a good shot, always looking for a better shot, always looking to pass it to his teammates. And sometimes we play a little unselfish at times. Like sometimes I think we need a little bit. We got a chance to score layups, and we'll kick it out for a 3. So, and that's probably my fault because we always talk about let's make a good pass. Let's make sure we move the ball. Let's make sure we look for our teammates. Let's make sure we trust our teammates. So in a way, I think they have a lot of trust in each other. So they don't mind sharing the ball. And sometimes you want certain people to shoot the ball, but I'm not going to change that now, of course.
Yeah, I'd rather them err on the side of being unselfish. Hey, so when you look at South Lakes, I look at them as being a very balanced team, athletic. They got some football players. They got some decent size. They're not tall, even though the Scott kid is going to be a tall kid. But
Yeah.
they have a little bit of everything, very well coached. How did you see them coming into the game?
Well, they're definitely very well coached. He makes sure that they play the right way. Obviously their kids bought it. They bought into what Mike's preaching. They play hard. I mean, and they get after you defensively, and they got guys who can knock shots down. So, the Owen kid really hurt us. And I was talking to Mike actually yesterday, and the Owen kid has hurt us every year we've played them in the last 4 years. He's the guy that always, and Mike said he has his best games against you guys. So,
Well, unfortunately, you didn't win. Were you thinking about in that game? Were you thinking more about avoiding Hayfield, or were you thinking about more winning the regional title? What was on your mind mostly?
we were trying to win the regional title.
Mhm.
Obviously, what's happening in the next game. That if you lose, you got Hayfield. But Hayfield had to beat Fairfax as well. So, but that's obviously that was in the back of your mind. You were thinking about that. But that, I mean, during the game and we were not thinking about Hayfield. We were thinking about how can we come up here and beat South Lakes. And honestly, I felt like we were playing well in the first half. We ran out of gas. I mean, our kids were dead. Our kids were tired. I mean, we missed some shots in the second half that we normally make. We didn't rotate defensively a couple of times, and I think that's because we were just tired.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take anything from South Lakes. Those guys played a great game. They deserve it. So,
Yeah. Well, do you think, looking ahead, you had 3 games in quick succession, and now you got a whole week off? Seems to me 3 games is too much maybe in 1 week, and maybe a whole week off is too much. What do you think about having a whole week off before you go to Hayfield and play them?
well, I'll tell you this: we had 10 days off, and when we came back, that's when we went on our run.
Mm-hmm.
It was 14 out of 15 games, and so maybe this will give us a chance to get our legs back. Get our enthusiasm back to playing. And our kids want to play. Our kids feel like they still have something to prove, because at this point right now, we still don't get the respect. I mean, there's 8 teams left in the state right now, and we're one of them. And I don't think we get the respect that we deserve.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think you guys are a little bit like Fairfax, and I think like you guys, I think they played the 4th game in a week. You guys played the 3rd game in a week. I think it's going to be tough to play a team like Hayfield after a long week of basketball. What do you think about Hayfield as you prepare for them?
Well, they are. I mean, they're one of the best public schools I've seen in a long time. And I'm not going to say in my career coaching, but they are very, very good. And they really don't have any. They don't have any flaws, man. They don't have any weak spots. They don't. I mean, you can't say, well, we can double off this kid because he can't. This other kid can't score. You can't double off any of his kids. You can't leave anybody open. I mean, you got to play your best defense against every single one of their kids, and you can't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Because if you turn it over, it's gone, and they're laying it up. Their transition from defense to offense is as good as anybody.
Yeah, it's interesting. When Fairfax, when they were playing half court, not necessarily half court, they were getting some shots in transition, but in the first half, they really had things their own way. They were hitting some shots. They were playing their game, and it looked like it was going to be the game. And as soon as Hayfield put the full court press on, all heck broke loose, and then the game became it was over quickly.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw the game. I mean, they are, and I didn't want to go see the game personally because I knew, I'd have to walk out. But they are a handful. There's no doubt. I mean, there's some things that you need to do. There's some things that you need to make sure your team does to be prepared. These kids still have to play the game. They still have to play as well. I mean, it's not like they're, we can play a little bit too. So, it's a great challenge for us. I mean, we're looking forward to. Our kids are really kids are looking forward to it. They're always trying to prove themselves. They're always trying to show people, hey, we can play down here at Washington Liberty too. And we just want to keep the game close if we can. We can keep it close. Anything can happen. And there's some things that can be done. I mean, Carlos has done a great job. I mean, Carlos has done an awesome job. People think when you have a bunch of talent, that's the easy team to coach. That's probably one of the hardest teams to coach when you have that much talent, because everybody's looking for theirs. And I think his kids, they play together. And I heard you say they play with an edge. They do. They play with an edge, and in order to beat them, you got to some way take that edge away from them. But you can't be scared. It's a basketball game. I mean, we're not boxing, we're not fighting. This is a basketball game. And we only have to beat them once. You don't have to beat them 4 times or 3 times. We just got to beat them once. And we have to be a little bit better than them on Friday night. We don't have to be a whole lot better than them. We just got to be 1 point better than them. And it's going to be tough. There's no question about it. They can play. But I think some of our guys can play a little bit too, Julian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. You got a great team, and I can't wait for that game. And not to put the cart in front of the horse. But do you know anything about the other teams that are still alive? Just for folks who are fans of the tournament, do you know anything about Patriot or I think
I've seen Patriot play a couple times. I've seen Battlefield play. They're very good teams. I mean, you don't get this far because you don't know how to play basketball and you're not any good. Those guys can play. They play. Every team plays a little different. I mean, but if I would have to pick a team that I would rather not play Hayfield the first round, but we got Hayfield, so you know what, we have to play them, and our kids understand that. We had a great talk today, and we just got to play the way we play, and obviously there's some things that we're going to change offensively and defensively to just deal with them, but we'll see that Friday night. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Well, Coach, I mean, you're still alive, and you can't even beat them if you're not alive. So there's a lot to be said. You're one of the best coaches in the northern region, and you've been that way for a long time. I'm glad you're getting your due. I'm glad you're getting some good players, and you're keeping good players, because when you're at Washington and Liberty, the private schools aren't far away, and there's 10 of them within 5 miles. And the fact that you're keeping these good players with you and you're doing such a good job is a testament to your program and what you do. Everyone knows you can coach, and I'm glad you're able to demonstrate it this year. I can't wait to find out, and it's going to be a great game. And the good news is a great coach is going to win, and a great guy is going to win. So I figure I can't lose.
Right, exactly. I got a lot of respect for Carlos. We've been knowing each other for years. He always does a great job. And he said I always junk the game up, always muddy the game up. But hey, Carlos, I'm not going to junk the game up this year. We're just going to play. We're going to play you guys straight up.
See, Bobby, this is where the conversation started. You always got something with you, Bobby. When you're going to play Bobby Dobson, the game is never going to be straight up. It's going to be something. You're going to throw something in the game, and that's just that's the way you always were. I mean, come on, Bobby.
Listen. You have to do what you have to do to try to win. I don't play any games, and my kids aren't going to play any games that we're not going to compete in. I mean, because if we don't compete, then we're not playing. We're going to compete, and we're going to do the best we can. And if they beat us, like I tell everybody, we're going to shake their hand and say, "Great job, good luck the next game."
Yeah.
But we're going to play. You can believe that.
And Coach, isn't it great that the crowds are back? We're post-COVID. The private schools are taking players, but you know what? The public schools, we got two really good teams. Actually, we got 4 really good teams still alive. We got big crowds. Public school basketball is back on top, and it's just great. I can't wait till the weekend.
No, I can't wait till Friday as well. I mean, I commend our student body. We had a great student body there on Friday night.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't like we had a team bus, because we didn't have a chance to get a team bus. These kids drove out to South Lakes. We had a whole section of gray up there. I don't know if you saw them. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. We feed off that. We have faculty behind us. I mean, our kids are living their dream right now. And we're just lucky to be in this spot. And we're proud that we're representing a really good high school. And we'll see what happens on Friday, Julian.
Hey, coach, you realize that you coach at Washington Liberty, and those kids don't need a bus; they all drive convertible BMWs. You realize that, right?
That's the other school. That's a school in your neighborhood.
Yeah, that's right. Huh? So, all right, coach. Look, I took a lot of your time. This has been great. I finally got you on a podcast. One day we're going to go one-on-one for 45 minutes, an hour. You're going to talk really bad about me. But it's been.
I've never had anything bad to say about you, Julian. You've always been my guy. I appreciate you. Appreciate you letting the coaches come out here and talk about their teams and just talk about, I've seen a lot of your podcasts just talk about themselves and their career. It's awesome. I'm a man who I don't share a whole lot, but I appreciate you having me on, buddy.
Oh, this has been great. You know what? We're so lucky that we share this joint culture. People that grew up playing basketball, football, playing sports in Northern Virginia. We had so many great times, and it meant so much to us. I mean, I still think about when I played in the district tournament. We didn't make it to the regional tournament, but those games and even the games I watched, when Grant Hill was playing, when your cousin Tommy Amaker was playing, all those games, they meant so much to me, and they still mean. I've been away from the game for a while, and I can't wait. I probably went to 15 games this year, and it's just great to see all the games again, see the players, and all the coaches. These are all my boys. I mean, it's Tourney, it's Doug Ewell, and I've met so many guys. I Coach Craig, Dermy Marshall. I coached him. And on the girls' side, I've met Coach Lewis. I've got to know Coach Stone a little bit. So it's been great to.
There's a lot of great coach. There's a lot of great coaches in Northern Virginia. No doubt about it. They put their work in. They know what they're doing. It's just I'm at the end of my career, but it's been a great ride for me. I've been doing this. This is my 29th year.
Is that right?
So
wow.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of great things in basketball. I've seen a lot of things great in sports. But Northern Virginia basketball is really competitive, and sometimes we don't get the credit that we deserve. And on top of that, so many of our good players are, transfer out and go to the private school. So you don't really get to see them guys play, in the public school atmosphere.
Well, I got a chance to go to a lot of the private school games this year, and I enjoy the public school games better. So, I mean, obviously when you watch Civil Friends, they're a tremendous team. And I've seen some of the other teams. I'm not taking anything away from those teams. They're fantastic teams. But give me Yorktown versus Washington Liberty with a full house and those kids talking trash, and the kids all know it. The players all know each other. They play travel together. You got Bobby Dobson screaming at the refs. You got I forgot the Yorktown coach's name again, but
Joe Reed.
Oh yeah, Reed. You give me a Friday night at a public school game any day of the week. So
well, you're right about that. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like a neighborhood battle. It's no question.
So, okay, Coach. Well, look. Hopefully, if you win, we'll talk to you again next week. If not, we'll get together after the season. We'll do another one.
Okay, buddy. Take care, man.
Okay.
Always good, Julian. Appreciate you.
Okay, you too. Good luck, Coach.
All right, buddy. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.